Today we're demonstrating the use of the PYRO LITE electric igniter kit, which is recommended to go along with the Predator refill pack here. And these units are tested to go off at 2,000 meters and are capable of firing 5 individual fireworks pieces each. They can be programmed to fire either individually, one at a time, or they can be combined with a second electric PYRO LITE kit to make up a 24Q or a 36Q or 48Q, depending on how many of these kits you buy. This is the individual receiver. This is the transmitter. As you can see, there's an on and off button on the side, and then 12 buttons. If you were to go ahead and program this, say for instance you wanted this to be programmed to 1, you'd make sure that there was nothing hooked into the firing clips, the quick connects here. You would turn the unit on, so the red light came on. You then would make sure that this was turned on, the receiver on. You hit the learn button here. The yellow light button comes on about 5 seconds later, and then you reference the button. I've referenced this now to button 1. It recycles in 6 seconds. Now if I push this button 1, this will show it has a signal. Now this has been programmed to button 1. Now there might be a time that you'd like multiple units to go off at the same time. You just completely redo the steps we just did. Go ahead, turn it on. There's nothing hooked into the firing unit. You hit the learn button. The yellow light came on. You now indicate button 1. This unit has also been taught to go off when button 1 has been fired. To do a quick test, place both units down, push the 1 button, and you'll see 2 yellow lights come on. 3, 2, 1. Both lights came on. I'll set these aside for our testing later. We'll go ahead and do a third one and reference this to button 2. Red light's on, it's armed, nothing's hooked into the firing line. I'm going to set the learn. The signal light came on, referencing it to button 2. It's now referenced to button 2. I'll wait 6 seconds, give it a test fire. 3, 2, 1. The signal light came on. This has now been referenced to button 2. And I'll do one more and reference this to button 3. Nothing's hooked into the unit. Powering the unit on. Pushing the learn button. Referencing this to button 3. This has now been referenced to button 3. The next step will be, we'll go ahead and place this off in a safe location and go ahead and do a test fire. Okay, now we've moved back to a safe location. We're going to do a quick demonstration of this actually in use. And the way I have this set up right now is these two will go off with the push of button 1. This will go off with the push of number 2. And this will go off with the push of the button number 3. These are hooked up here into some small, low-quality novelty items. We've got 5 smoke balls and a couple strobes over here, the small ones. With the push of 1, we're going to have 5 of the smokes go off. Now, this is capable of lighting upwards of 10, 5 per unit, but just to save in some merchandise here, 5 are going to go off. The push of button 2, we're going to have 1 of the strobes go off, and then push number 3 will be this unit, and it's going to set off the very last strobe. We're going to move back to as far as this property allows and give it a test fire. Okay, we're about ready to make this unit ready to fire. To begin with, just safety first. Always make sure that your transmitter's in the off position, and we recommend you keep this with you in a safe location so that it cannot accidentally be turned on while you are setting up the display. The first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and test the continuity on all these units. And you just flip it on. So that you can see green lights on every single unit. Those green lights, of course, mean that you've got a coherent circuit. That the nichrome wire is still good on all of your clips, and you are ready to fire. At this point, when you're ready to go, you simply go ahead and slide the switch down into the fire bracket on every single unit. The red lights are on every single unit, which means that it is now in the arm mode. Again, you're going to keep the transmitter off until you're in the location that you need to be to fire these things off. Additionally, when you are setting up these clips, make sure you never lean over your fireworks piece as you're doing it, just in case somehow you accidentally turn this transmitter on and light the piece. You'd hate to have a surprise like that, and safety is always your top priority when you're putting on a show. So at this point, all four are hooked up, and we are good to go. We're going to move back to a safe location. Okay, we're now in arm mode. We're ready to go. I'm going to do a countdown as we go so that you know exactly the time I push the button to the time that you have ignition.
Now in a safe position. I've just armed the transmitter. We are good to fire. Number 1 bracket. In 3, 2, 1, firing. As you can see, it's a successful test. When the smoke clears, we'll go ahead and fire the second unit. Firing second unit in 3, 2, 1, firing. You can do your entire show. Firing the last unit in 3, 2, 1, firing.
As you can tell, all the units fired off successfully, and you can see how nice you can make your display. The cool thing about this is that you can pretty much turn this kit into a fully functional pyrotechnical show. Again, you can add units to this. You can combine several receivers to go off with the push of one button. You can fire individual units. You can tie this into a mortar rack. You can tie this into a series of cakes that are strung together. You're going to save in shooting wire because you're going to place each of these individual units right next to the fireworks piece you're going to light off. And the bottom line is you're going to have a very safe, controlled show, and it's about time that you're actually able to enjoy your fireworks show instead of being right on ground zero, lighting a piece, running back, having it go off, and having your crowd get bored before your show is finished, especially if you're going to be putting on a multi-thousand-dollar display. So I hope you appreciate this. I'm very pleased with this so far, and if you're interested at all, please go ahead and buy it. It's at mortartubes.net for the price of $180.